9 signs you're dating a promiscuous woman. How to spot her. Hello everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that can be a bit tricky to navigate. How to recognize if the woman you're dating might have a promiscuous lifestyle, and more importantly, how to tell if she has genuinely moved on from that phase, leaving you with nothing to worry about. It's easy to be charmed by someone who appears sweet, innocent, or even wholesome, but appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Just because someone seems angelic on the surface doesn't mean their behavior always aligns with that image. For instance, if a woman has spent a significant amount of time in environments that encourage casual relationships, the likelihood of her being unfaithful, ending the relationship abruptly, or even emotionally devastating you increases significantly. It's almost as if she could turn into a villain straight out of a dramatic movie, leaving you heartbroken. However, it's crucial to understand that things like provocative clothing, flirtatious behavior, or even a history of sexual activity aren't definitive proof of ongoing promiscuity. Instead, you need to look for specific patterns and behaviors to determine if she's still living a lifestyle of fleeting romantic encounters, or if she's truly ready to commit to something serious. If you're new here, welcome. My channel is dedicated to helping men understand the complexities of modern dating, so you can confidently find, attract, and build a lasting relationship with the right woman. I believe that while it's important for women to learn how to better understand and value men, there's only so much we can control. That's why my content focuses on empowering you with actionable insights and advice. Think of this as your friendly guide. Just the tip of the iceberg, if you will. Spotting a promiscuous woman isn't always straightforward, especially if she's trying to keep certain aspects of her life under wraps. Her behavior, clothing, or even physical appearance might not tell the full story. That's why the more of these signs you notice, the higher the chances are that she's either still living a promiscuous lifestyle or has a strong desire to do so. Let's start with a big red flag. If she admits to cheating in past relationships but always shifts the blame onto her ex-partner, that's a warning sign. For example, she might say her ex was a terrible person, and that's why she cheated without ever acknowledging her own role in the decision. Even if her ex was genuinely at fault in some ways, a mature person should be able to take responsibility for their actions, whether that means working on the relationship or ending it before moving on. If she can't do that, it suggests she's at a higher risk of repeating the same behavior in future relationships, especially if she feels her current partner has done something to justify her actions. This next one might seem obvious, but it's worth discussing. A history of frequent one-night stands. Now, we'll circle back to this later when we talk about signs of genuine change, but for now, let's break it down. It's one thing if a woman has had a series of committed, medium-term relationships with clear breaks in between, meaning no overlap or cheating. That shows a pattern of intentional dating, even if the relationships didn't last. But if she's open about having a long string of one-night stands, or if you've learned about them through mutual friends or other reliable sources, it could indicate that she's either not ready to settle down or struggles to maintain a long-term relationship. This might be because she's simply enjoying the single life, or it could point to deeper issues, such as emotional challenges or an alignment with certain modern feminist ideologies that celebrate casual relationships over commitment. For example, some women who identify strongly with third or fourth-wave feminism might embrace a mindset that prioritizes freedom and exploration over stability, which can make them less likely to value monogamy. If this is the case, it's best to recognize that and move on if you're looking for something serious. Another major sign to watch for is if she openly brags about her body count, the number of sexual partners she's had. If she treats this as a badge of honor, it's a strong indicator that you're unlikely to be her final partner. This ties into our next point. A lack of selectivity in choosing partners. Let's say she's had a series of short-term relationships, but they've been exclusive with clear breaks in between, no cheating involved. For instance, she might date someone for a few weeks or even a couple of months before moving on. While this isn't necessarily a red flag on its own, it's important to look at the bigger picture. Is she choosing partners thoughtfully, or is she jumping into relationships without much consideration? A woman who is serious about finding a long-term partner will typically be more discerning, taking the time to evaluate compatibility before committing, even for a short-term relationship. In a brief period, she may choose to end things with you and quickly move on to another partner. If she doesn't take the time to thoughtfully consider her choices in partners, including who she brings home and allows into her intimate life, this could suggest that she is not serious about relationships. You might find yourself in a situation where you are dating a woman who is known for being promiscuous, and it's likely that she will soon lose interest in you as well. This leads us to another point that might be a bit disheartening. If she frequently discusses sexual topics, it can be a double-edged sword. While open communication about sex can be healthy in a relationship, if she brings it up excessively, especially early on, it might indicate that she is trying to entice you or that she has a history of being promiscuous. Gentlemen, it's important to realize that whatever she shares with you is likely not exclusive to your relationship. She may have expressed similar sentiments to other men. Every new relationship benefits from a bit of flirtation and sexual tension, which is a natural part of attraction. However, if she jumps straight into explicit discussions or shares intimate photos that she wouldn't want her family to see, it could signal that she is not ready for a deeper emotional connection and is still engaged in a lifestyle that prioritizes physical encounters over meaningful relationships. Now, let's explore one of the more subtle indicators that you might be dating someone who is promiscuous. If she is willing to hook up with you on the very first date, it's worth considering. While casual encounters have become more common, especially among younger people, this behavior often reflects a lack of interest in genuinely getting to know someone before becoming intimate. If she has been open with you in this way, it's likely she has done the same with others, regardless of what she may claim. Occasionally, you might be the exception, the special person who changes her approach, but if your relationship begins in a physical context, it can be challenging to ascertain her true intentions. Another sign to watch for is her attitude towards how others perceive her. If she shows indifference to being labeled as promiscuous or doesn't mind if people think of her as a hoe, it could indicate that she embraces a lifestyle that is more sexually liberated. While modern views on feminism may suggest that there is nothing wrong with being promiscuous, many women still feel a sense of shame or embarrassment about such behavior. This is often because many men do not view highly promiscuous women as suitable long-term partners. If she takes pride in her sexual history, it may suggest that she is not looking for a serious commitment. However, if she has genuinely moved past that phase of her life, it might not be an issue for you. We will discuss how to identify if she has truly left that lifestyle behind shortly. But if she hasn't and you are seeking a long-term relationship, you could be setting yourself up for emotional turmoil. Lastly, let's consider her choice of clothing. This might seem like an obvious indicator, but it can be more nuanced than it appears. She may typically dress modestly but opts for more revealing and provocative outfits when going out with you. This contrast can be a sign of her intentions and how she views the relationship. The way she dresses can indicate the level of attention she's seeking from others, not just how she wants to look to you. For instance, if she's relaxed and casual at home when you're together but goes all out with her style when you're out in public, especially in situations where other men might be present, like when she's with her friends, this could signal she's looking for validation or attention from others. This is especially concerning if you've mentioned preferring a more understated, elegant style, and she's still opting for attention-grabbing outfits for other people. Another red flag is if she flirts with other men in front of you, claiming it's just her natural personality or that she's friendly by nature. Even subtle actions, like making eye contact with others without saying a word, can be a sign she's still seeking romantic or sexual connections outside the relationship. Trust your instincts here. Flirting with others while in a relationship is disrespectful and often shows a lack of commitment, even if she denies it. It's possible she's juggling multiple relationships or using others as a backup plan. A related warning sign is if she hides her phone from you or keeps it locked. While privacy is normal early in a relationship, if you're moving toward exclusivity and she's displaying other red flags, this behavior becomes a major concern. It might indicate she's trying to conceal past or future actions. Conversely, if she has no issue sharing her phone openly, there's likely nothing to hide. Another tricky sign is when she claims her bold behavior is part of her career strategy. For example, posting provocative photos online to build a following. While not every confident woman on social media is promiscuous, the tendency to showcase a highly sexualized image can signal a desire for attention. If her posts include revealing photos, especially from dates with you, it might suggest she's still open to other connections. If you're excluded from these photos or she deletes them after sharing, it could mean you're not her top priority. Remember, the more of these signs you notice, the more likely she may not be fully committed. The ultimate test of genuine change? If she stops posting overly sexualized content and prioritizes your relationship over attention from others. While this might not be what you want to hear, it's a clear indicator of whether she's truly ready to commit. The most reliable way to determine if a woman has genuinely reformed from her past behaviors is by observing whether she has abstained from sleeping with anyone for an extended period. I will offer a general recommendation shortly, but generally, if she hasn't been involved physically with anyone for a long time, it suggests that she has moved past those former days and may be ready to pursue something more meaningful and sincere. A crucial point to remember is that if she is prepared for a serious relationship, she needs to develop self-trust in her decision-making, which often requires that she takes time away from casual encounters. The more women she has been sexually involved with in the past, the longer she might need to remain celibate, willingly choosing to abstain, in order to rebuild her confidence in her choices, and for you to feel assured of her value and commitment. Let me explain this differently. If she is ready to settle down into a monogamous relationship, whether it's a permanent or at least a serious one, she understands that she needs to genuinely get to know you before jumping into intimacy. This is because physical attraction and sexual chemistry can sometimes cloud judgment, leading her to rush into intimacy without assessing whether you're truly compatible on a deeper level. So, how long should she wait before becoming sexually involved? The answer varies depending on her age, how many partners she has had in the past, and how long she has already been voluntarily celibate. A key point here is that if she is actively seeking a relationship but hasn't had any intimacy recently, she might not be ready. Conversely, if she is intentionally abstaining because she wants to genuinely find the right person this time around, she could be more prepared for a serious commitment. While this is not an absolute guarantee of compatibility, emotional health, or her readiness, it is an important initial indicator to consider. Studies support this rule of thumb. If a woman has chosen to remain celibate for at least a year, she's more likely to be ready and willing to enter into a monogamous, committed relationship. To determine whether she has been honest about her sexual history over the past year, observe her actions. If she is not engaging in or suggesting any physical intimacy, especially early on, that's a good sign. However, if she is doing some or all of the behaviors listed earlier, such as rushing into intimacy or acting impulsively, then she might not be fully committed or could even be at risk of being unfaithful soon. If you're interested in recognizing these warning signs, I recommend watching my related video titled 12 Urgent Warning Signs She Will Cheat on You Soon. If these signs appear, it's a serious issue, and she probably isn't ready for a healthy, faithful relationship. Sadly, this can also be a sign that she isn't emotionally prepared. Thank you very much for your time here. Take care and God bless. Additionally, keep in mind that if she shows one or two of these signs, it doesn't necessarily mean she is promiscuous. For example, I know someone who, despite dressing very provocatively, tight dresses, revealing tops, and short skirts, even to the grocery store, was not promiscuous and was loyal to her partner for a long time. She grew up in a community where such dressing was more common, and her outward appearance was not an indicator of her fidelity or behavior. Sadly, she has since passed away, which is very unfortunate. But the point remains. Displaying a few of these signs doesn't automatically mean she is promiscuous or unfaithful.